It started one summer's evening at a small American outpost, a Libyan city called Benghazi on the Mediterranean sea coast. This is the story of a tragedy Americans abandoned overseas. This here is the ballad of the massacre at Benghazi. There was trouble brewing in Libya. All the embassies had shut down. Only a few Americans were left living in a small compound. Ordered to stay in Benghazi no matter what it would take. America needed to make a stand for diplomacy's sake. Soon riots started in Benghazi. It was time to evacuate. Protesters filled the Benghazi streets. The people were full of hate. As the riots grew day by day, they requested more security. But call after call went unanswered, for the men left in Benghazi. One night the crowds began to gather in front of the American compound, heavily armed and full of hate, ready to take the post down. With only 2 men to guard him, the ambassador knew it was too late. Abandoned by his government, politicians had sealed their fate. As the terrorists gathered at the compound, help was less than a mile away. American soldiers of fortune working for the CIA. As they watched the terrorists breach the walls, they could not stand idly by. As the compound went up in flames, they knew Americans would die. So 4 American soldiers of fortune rushed over to the compound, locked and loaded, ready to die. They fought their way onto the grounds. There the men took up their post, determined to hold their ground, fighting to save their fellow Americans dying in the compound. As the battle raged on through the night, everyone prayed that help would arrive. American planes and soldiers was the only way they would survive. But the plane stayed on the tarmac. American troops were told to stand down. There would be no help for Benghazi, alone and standing their ground. As the darkness turned into daylight, the terrorists began to flee. Soon the battle was over, for the men left in Benghazi. And when the carnage was over, dead Americans was all they could see. In the end, 3 were left standing to tell the story of Benghazi. As the flag-draped coffins came back home, folks started to ask why. Why was there no help for Benghazi? Why did innocent men have to die? What followed next in America was the biggest tragedy. The government soon began to cover up the massacre at Benghazi. Later on we heard Hillary testify. Like always, she took no blame. She blamed it all on a video. In the end, it's always the same. Here's to all the men who died, now a footnote in history. Gone but not forgotten in the Battle of Benghazi.